wife and I are just about to put the pedal to the metal.
We're about to find out once and for all who is the better driver. It's number 23 on our bucket list.
And in first place on that list is protecting our family financially with seniors term life insurance.
By having term life insurance now, we know our loved ones can continue to live life to the max, no matter what else happens.
With New Zealand seniors, if you're aged 45 to 79, you can apply for up to $100,000 cover.
Applying is super speedy. No medical tests, just answer 8 health questions.
Once approved, you're covered for up to 20 years, including terminal illness. And there's a triple payout for accidental death.
Knowing our crew back home is sorted, well, there's a sense of victory in that.
Agreed. Talking victory, where's my trophy?
Let's talk after the next race. Don't idle on this one. Put seniors term life insurance at the top of your bucket list.
Protect your family today. Call 0800 400 278 or visit nzseniors.co.nz.
Hello, old friend.
Can I do this?
Yes.
Pen?
Are you ready for me?
Rightio. 9, 15, 18.
Oh, slow down, slow down.
20, 22.
No, I'll take it over the check. You guys want it?
What's the next number?
I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world. Waiting on this for a while.
Good morning, New Zealand. Thanks for watching AM. You're looking right now at a live shot of the Auckland Ammunition Shot Tower. This is in Mount Eden, and it won't be there by the end of the week. It's going to be demolished.
Never noticed.
Areas of morning cloud or fog here in Auckland this morning, otherwise mainly fine. Isolated showers developing around midday. Cloud increasing this evening. Light winds, afternoon sea breezes. Currently, it's an hour 36 from Helensville into the city. That's a while. And 58 minutes from Bombay. Traffic updates thanks to our partner Battery Zone, your local battery experts. I should say it's getting demolished because of the cyclone risk. Yeah.
In danger of falling.
Not just because we don't like it.
5 to 9 now. In fact, we quite like it. Cyclone Gabrielle may have gone, but the emotional toll it has taken has not. To find out what we can do with these feelings and how we can deal with them, behavioural change expert Dr. Fiona Crichton joins us. Thanks, Fiona.
Of course.
So are we going to see the same kind of pattern here as you would see in a grieving process? You know, when you go through different kinds of emotion, is it the same when you go through something quite traumatic?
It is. There are some real similarities. I think one of the things that we can say here is it's quite a collective feeling, right? But people can have a mixture of emotions when you've just gone through some sort of traumatic but collective event. And one thing that I'm hearing a lot is there's a mixture of some people are feeling really grateful right now because they can compare their experience for others and it's not being quite as traumatic. But they also have a feeling of not feeling entitled to how they're feeling. Because what happens when an unexpected event happens is the brain will start to worry about the next one. And I think we've just come through that period of COVID, and that was 3 years of uncertainty. And in New Zealand, you know, we tend to be pretty robust and resilient. And then to be hit with this weather bomb, I think what happened was it plunged us back into that prior experience. So I don't know about you, but kids who heard that civil defence signal on the phone, a lot of them started to go into fight or flight. And so what we're experiencing right now is the loss of something, I think. A lot of people, so it is like grief, a lot of people are worrying about the next one. They're worrying about how they can help. They're not feeling sometimes entitled to how they feel because they're not quite as affected.
Yeah,
and
like
there's
survivor's guilt.
Survivor's guilt. So there's guilt and gratitude kind of mixed up together. And for many people, it's like, how do I grieve something when it doesn't feel tangible? It's different if you're in Hawke's Bay or the far north. So what are the strategies right now to deal with where you are at, which is really what I think is important. And a lot of that is about understanding how you're feeling.
A lot of people that I spoke to in Hawke's Bay have said, we're just getting on with it. That's what we're doing to cope, is I'm actually just going to get out there with my shovel, I'm going to get rid of this bloody silt. Is that all good?
Yeah. Being active is actually a really practical strategy for dealing with a big event. So I think it's harder if you don't know what you're going to do. So one of the things I would say is that if you are feeling right now frozen, a lot of people will say they're feeling like zombies. They're getting up in the morning and they just don't feel themselves. So one of the things that is a really good coping technique is to focus on things that you can control. Because the idea that something's coming at you next we can't control that. There might be another weather event. It could be something people are saying, is this forever? Probably not, but we won't know. If you can do things that drive you to action, so when you're in the midst of something, your day looks pretty set, I'm going to be rebuilding, I'm doing stuff. For the people that don't have that impetus, if you can think about the things that you can do, it moves you out of fight or flight, essentially. If you can move from worry to an action plan, figure out what you're worried about. Are you worried about a weather event coming? One of the things you can do then is weatherproof the house. My husband is out there with a shovel, where there was a river down the side of our house. We've moved to what can we do right now?
Yeah.
It moves you from the frozen. So it's easy when you're in something that allows you to know what to do. If you're feeling upset or anxious, figure out what you're worried about. If it's another weather event, what can you do? If you're worried about our whānau down south or up in the far north, what can you do to help? Because helping is another action that can really help our well-being. And we know that when we're helping or feeling connected to community, that is one of the biggest sort of coping strategies for anything that's overwhelming.
Yeah. So being in the present, basically finding practical ways to, I guess, stop thinking about what you might be worrying about into the future. Behavioural change expert Dr. Fiona Crichton, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Really useful strategies there.
Thank you.
And there are many places that you can go for help, but don't forget 1737. You can call or text that number at any time, so that's a good one to remember.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care, everybody. Look after one another, and we will see you all again tomorrow.